Welcome to Lambo and Match for the Sports Featuring Sideline Sports Network. Also, we'll be talking about today Week 13 primetime games and exciting games that you must want to watch. Also, one of the games to really key on this weekend is the rematch of the NFC Conference Championship last year. The Eagles versus the 49ers will be something to watch out for. Like I said, get your merch. You go to totempolenation.com, right? You get your hat right here. You get this beautiful shirt that you have right here as well. All totem pole gear. It's affordable. It's cheap. Can't get the shirt out, but one of these totem pole shirts right here, like I said, we keep it going. We keep it fresh. But other than that, let's get to it. All right, well, let's talk about the Eagles versus the 49ers. The rematch of last year's NFC Championship game right before the Super Bowl. Now, you heard, not that you heard, but last year, all quarterbacks went down. Christian McCaffrey had to play quarterback. But this is a different season, different team. And this pick, I'm going to go ahead and take the 49ers. The 49ers had a chance to go to the Super Bowl last year. I am more confident in the 49ers defensively, especially the secondary, way more than the Eagles. Now, the Eagles have a good defensive line, but injuries kind of do play a factor in there as well. But Ray McLeod is questionable to play. You got Eric Armstead as questionable as well, so it could be possible that both of these guys are out. And then their safety from the 49ers, George Odom, is basically was placed on IR 3 days ago. So key injuries is going to happen for both teams. Obviously, it's 11 games into the season. I get that the Eagles find ways to win, and this is a home game for the Eagles. But I think the 49ers will take some smoke to take some revenge. I like to see what Brock Purdy does, especially healthy and not the hurt elbow that he had last season, obviously, in the playoffs. In this game, I'm going to go ahead and take the 49ers. I think the Eagles will get somewhat exposed defensively just on the secondary, just basically of how many points they gave up. They gave up 37. I get it. The Bills are good offensively, despite them. They fired offensive coordinator a week ago. But the secondary is going to get exposed at some point in time. It may be time for the Eagles to eventually lose at some point in time. And I hope it's this week. So I'm going to take the 49ers to beat the Eagles. Now, another primetime game to look out for, and it's the Broncos and Texans. Here's why. Remember, the Broncos gave up 70 points to the Miami Dolphins, and they started the season 0-3. Now, Denver has a winning record. Now, Sean Payton has got that team in the right direction. Now, Russell Wilson is playing up to what we've seen, but he's not the same Russell Wilson he was with Seattle. And the Texans have won 6 games for the first time, I think, since 2019, since the last time Bill O'Brien was the head coach when at least made the playoffs. And this game was a very tough decision because you have a Denver that's good on defense, but you also have Houston that's very good on defense as well. C.J. Stroud has definitely outperformed Russell Wilson, obviously. Denver is on the road, obviously. Now, Houston lost a very, very close game against Jacksonville. They found ways to win, obviously, and sometimes they found ways to lose. In this game, I'm going to go ahead and take C.J. Stroud and the Houston Texans. I am more confident in that offense. When it comes to Denver, they're still working on some things offensively. I'm going to go ahead and take the Texans. I'm confident in the Denver defense. But with the Denver Broncos, we have Brandon Johnson and Greg Dolch, the tight end, both placed on IR a day ago. It just kind of hurts you. Now, for the Texans, they might be missing Noah Brown, Tank Dell, Dalton Schultz, who are questionable as of today. And then, of course, their offensive tackle and Titus Howard, who was placed on IR. I'm going to go ahead and take the Houston Texans. I'm just more confident what C.J. Stroud can bring offensively, better than what Russell Wilson can. But it will be a very, very close game. Now, the Browns versus the Rams will also be something to watch out for as well. The Browns have a winning record. Obviously, they're at 7-4. With Dorian Thompson-Robinson starting, Deshaun Watson starting, P.J. Walker starting, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, I think, is in concussion protocol. So there's a chance that Joe Flacco actually starts this week. Now, who do I pick in this game? Now, I know I said earlier before Pat came on this show, I said that the Rams were a playoff team. The Rams are 5-6. They're coming back. They do have a spot possibly at the 7th seed. I'm going to go ahead and take the Rams to win this game. I am more confident in the Rams offensively. I understand the Rams defense has been suspect all year. The Browns have technically the number 1 or number 2 defense in all the NFL. I'm going with the Rams because offensively they have Matthew Stafford, they have Cooper Kupp, they got Puka Nacua. They can score offensively. My only concern for Cleveland when it comes to offense is Joe Flacco was really, in retirement, sitting at home and all this other stuff. He was sitting on his couch. So I'm not sure how Joe Flacco would, how well he would perform just sitting from his couch for the first 11 weeks of the NFL season, obviously. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Rams. But the QB stuff for the Rams is fine. Matt Stafford has to stay healthy. But Cleveland, again, is playing their 4th quarterback, and they're 7-4. So with Joe Flacco playing and Dorian Thompson-Robinson in concussion protocol, that's just – it is what it is. Now, Sunday Night Football game got the Chiefs versus the Packers. Now, obviously, just imagine if Aaron Rodgers was in agreement wanting this to be a game of the year, probably. And Chiefs will win this game. I'm going to go ahead and take the Chiefs. I like Chiefs defensively. I'm not sold on Jordan Love. I know the Green Bay Packers got a good win on Thanksgiving, and they got a good win against the Chargers as well. But I'm not sold on Jordan Love. Not against this Chiefs defense that can really impose their will. They can blitz. They can get interceptions. But when it comes to the Chiefs as well, offensively, Travis Kelce cannot be your only and main primary receiver. The receivers have dropped balls in the past. So this game is on the road in Lambeau Field for Kansas City. How will the other receivers? Will Sky Moore step up? Will Marquez Scanlon step up? Isaiah Pacheco in the pass in the run game. They still have Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He's not getting as much touches, obviously, but how will the other receivers step up, especially Kadarius Toney? How will those other wide receivers step up for Pat Mahomes? Because Travis Kelce cannot be your primary main target. And how will the Kansas City Chiefs run the ball effectively? When it comes to Green Bay, their defense is very, very suspect. I'm not confident in Jordan Love, especially you're at home, but you're on primetime television. It's a good Kansas City Chiefs defense. I'm not trusting that, so I'm going with Kansas City. Monday night game will be something to watch. You got the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. In this game, I'm going to go with Jacksonville Jaguars. Of course, you don't have Joe Burrow, so there's no way a backward quarterback is going to beat Jacksonville at home on Monday night. Not only that, Trevor Lawrence is actually playing very good. Now, I understand he has 7 interceptions. He's a little high as far as that. But when it comes to that, Joe Burrow is placed on IR, and also for the Jacksonville Jaguars, Cam Robinson, their offensive tackle, is placed on IR as well. Travis Etienne is also questionable to play this game as well. But Cincinnati Bengals have completely lost the season and will not make the playoffs. T. Higgins is 100% healthy. He will play. But when it comes to the quarterback situation for the Bengals, no Joe Burrow. It's just Trevor Lawrence. Obviously, Joe Burrow versus Trevor Lawrence would have been a great matchup to watch. But when you don't have Joe Burrow, this will not be a game. This game probably won't even be close. Be close defensively. They made the Steelers game very, very close. But when it comes to offense, Jacksonville Jaguars will have more weapons. They'll be more explosive. The only way Jacksonville will lose unless they turn the ball over and give the game away to the Bengals, which I doubt that will happen. But I'm going with Jacksonville in this game. Like I said, it's an NFL Week 13 primetime games. I'm going to get the like, comment, and subscribe to Totem Pole Nation. If you need your merch, you go to TotemPoleNation.com. And the next episode, we're going to get into all NFL Week 13 games as well, plus the Frank Reich firing and what direction will the Carolina Panthers go. Is it a possibility that they can get Bill Belichick? No, I don't think so. And the owner says they're more confident in the pick. But I think it should have took C.J. Stroud. But like I said, this is Totem Pole Nation, Lambo Master Sports. We'll catch you later in the next 5 minutes for the next episode.